Okay.
Rolling.
Hi, I'm Gerald. I'm one of the co-developers of Age of Heroes. Now, what I'm going to explain, this is the complete beta version of the game. This is what we kind of just developed before the actual game is actually being sent to us. Just to prove that the game is actually a real game that we're developing. Okay, so what you would do, this is the main board. This is where you start. Now, this board here is the main floor, and it's supposed to be like you're going through several floors of like a skyscraper. And then you try to reach the boss at the very top of the skyscraper. Now, to get from this room, you have to go to another outer world, go through that, to gain a key to access this board, and then you go vice versa, you just keep going back and forth to these three. Now, what this is when you die, you don't necessarily die. What happens is you go, it's kind of like Dragon Ball Z. You go to another world, you go to another realm, because heroes in movies, they never die. Or in comic books and everything, they never die. They never just go away. So what happens is you go into this, and then this, as you go through, you have the potential to lose all the stats that you've leveled up, you've got throughout the game so far. So you have a potential to lose everything of your character and go right back to zero. But you also have the potential to gain a little bit. So you can get good perks from this, or you can just totally lose everything. And that's how this, penalty of dying works. Now, the game board itself, the game itself works a little bit like this. This is what's going to be on the phone app. So you're going to have your HP, your life, your speed, your defense, your strength, your intelligence, and your hero points. And then all of these right here are going to be your character's evolution of powers. This is all your powers and your abilities. This is going to be your... now it's going to be a little bit different on this part, but this is like your alignment. So you're going from good to evil, back and forth. And then this is where you would have your weapons and your spells and things like that, your armor. Now, everything that you would do, if you have the game that is not with the app control, so what happens is we have transparencies that will overlay each character. So if you get like a weapon or anything, if you're going to put the... excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. But you're going to get a transparency that goes over your actual character here and on the game board. So that way you can see your character holding the weapon. You can see your character, wearing the armor. You can see this because that's one thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to make this as much of an MMO as possible. When you're playing an MMO, you love to see your characters carrying the axe that you just got. You love to see the characters wearing the cool armor. So that way if you come into someone else's game and you're playing their game and everything with them, all they have to do is see your character and go, whoa, you really built a cool character. And your character is also going to change depending on your powers, your evolution. All this stuff is going to affect how your character looks. So your character is never going to look the same. Now, the game itself is very... it works like every other game, except your powers can change the world, can change the board itself. So, let's say I'm using something that's like a Nova Blast or something, for lack of, understanding of any of the other powers. Say I use a Nova Blast. There is a chance for it to cause all the adjacent squares around me to catch on fire. Now, if that happens, other players, if you do not have the ability to do anything about the fire, about what is happening on the board, then you have to figure out another way to do things. Your abilities change how you play the game and how you're going to solve getting through some of these worlds and some of these little levels. So it's really an interesting way of doing things. I can go a little bit more in depth with the battle mechanics and stuff, but on this video itself, I just really wanted to explain the board and kind of about the character sheet. All right? Thank you.